We're going to get started in a seat today. If you have props, grab them. Always have a block if you have it out. You don't need it, but it's good to have in case you decide that you want to use it. And then I like to sit on a bolster. If you have a bolster, you can grab that too. So once you get seated, find a nice long stance. So pull the flesh of the butt back and sit in front of your sit bones so that your trunk is actually slightly leaning forward to encourage the thighs down towards the earth. My name is Brie, and we are moving through a vinyasa class today. So as you settle into your seat, get long through your spine, stay heavy through the hips, and close your eyes if that feels okay for you. And begin to deepen your inhales and elongate your exhales. As you breathe a deeper breath into your lungs, a breath that expands your lungs side to side and front to back. On your inhalation, feel your lungs expanding, nice and full and bright on all sides of the ribs. And on your exhalation, feel the ribs come back towards one another as the lungs completely empty and the core engages at the bottom of the exhale. Start to work your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose, with a little constriction in the back of the throat, the epiglottis. When you breathe in this way, your breath will sound slightly audible, like a whisper. As you begin to ground down into this space, take a moment to just check in and notice how you're feeling, both in the head space and the heart space, as well as your physical body, just taking a mental note of how you're arriving today. And then begin to release any breath in your lungs, HA. Inhale all the way to the top. Open up through your mouth, HA, let it go. Inhale about a third of your breath. Pause. Inhale to 2/3. Pause. Inhale all the way to full. And complete exhale, let it go. Couple more rounds like that. Inhale a third of your breath. Pause. Inhale to 2/3. Pause. Inhale all the way to full. Filling up every nook and cranny of those lungs. HA, exhale. Each time getting acquainted with what a third of the lungs really feels like. Inhale, a third. Pause to 2/3. Pause to full. HA, exhale. Last cycle like that. Inhale a third. And pause. Inhale to 2/3. Pause. Inhale to full. Exhale, HA, release. Inhale, circle sweep, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Lengthen up through your thumb and through your middle finger. And as you exhale, connect your palms out of prayer and bring the prayer all the way down to heart center for Anjali Mudra. With this Anjali Mudra, bring all of the fingers to touch so that you're not wide with your hands and you're not pushing the palms together really hard, but rather all the fingers touch and there's a little space, little gap in between both of your palms. Anjali Mudra is a symbol of reverence, of offering. May this practice be a big offering of a space where you can get curious about your mind and your body and really begin to develop a sense of awareness around the mind and the body. Take a breath in. And an HA exhale. Soft bow, forehead to fingertips, just acknowledging yourself for showing up and for being here with yourself and with the practice today. Lift your skull up and come to all fours. Find a tabletop position. As you arrive in a tabletop, if you had a block or something, move it out of the way. Spread nice and wide through your fingers. Stack the wrist underneath the shoulder. So let's move through some gentle spinal movements. Inhale and tilt your sit bones to the sky. Melt through the heart. Tug your hands back into space. Exhale, round, puff up into the back body. Lift through the sides of your waist. Inhale, tilt your sit bones to the sky. Melt through the heart. Cow, wrap the triceps in. And as you exhale, round, puff up into the back body to a cat. Come to a more neutral position. Create some nice big barrel rolls with your hips and circles with your shoulders. So warming up through your wrists. And then take that circular motion in the opposite direction. And breathe. Now, quarter turn your fingers towards the long edge of the mat. Shift your weight side to side. And as you shift, you can shift your hips and your shoulders towards the right, and then your hips and your shoulders towards the left. Keep the core strong and tone the obliques. One more here. Quarter turn your fingers towards the long, or towards the opposite short edge of the mat, or the knees. And so you can do one hand at a time. Your hands could also be at an angle towards the long edge of the mat, if that's your range of motion. And rock your weight forward and back. Allow the heel of the hand to lift and then reground on the mat. And stay connected to your breath. And begin to face your palms up now, facing your fingers towards your knees. Maybe a little wiggle through the fingers. Reconnect your palms on the mat, fingers facing forward. Inhale, begin to open up through your left hip like you're a dog that's just going to pee on a fire hydrant here. Stay strong through your left glute, neutral with the right thigh bone extending parallel to the earth, or perpendicular rather. Straighten your left leg, ground your left foot, tug that left foot in towards the midline. Begin to lift your right arm up, take an inhalation. Exhale, twist, weave your right arm through the left arm and reach. It's kind of like you're reaching for your left foot. Pull your left shoulder back into space, a little spinal rotation here. And breathe. Some people like to stay here. This is a good spot. Or you could bring your left arm all the way up and around to half bind, bringing the left arm around to grab for the inner edge of your right thigh. And begin to unwind, ground your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm high. And as you exhale, ground your right hand. Push your hands into the mat. Come up to a gate pose. From your gate pose, bring your left arm down your left thigh. And I'll turn a little bit so you can see a little better. Inhale, lean back, reach your right arm up. And exhale, curl right hand will tap your left shin. Inhale, open up, lean it back. Exhale, curl right hand to left shin. Inhale, open up. As you exhale, come wide through about like a T shape, modified side plank. Bring your right hand to the earth, lift your left leg up. Reach your left arm way in line with your ear. Take an inhalation from your left hip, stretch out long through the left leg and long through the left arm. And as you exhale, bend your left knee, connect elbow and knee to touch or tap, or maybe they're just real close. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, elbow towards knee. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, connect elbow towards knee. Inhale, reach your left arm and your left leg. Exhale, bend your left knee and bring your left arm to grab your left foot for a thigh stretch. Work to connect your heel to your sit bone. Create a soft little kick of the foot into the hand. Pull the tops of your ears back into space, and from your right collarbone, stretch out long through the right arm into the earth. Breathe. Begin to release your foot and ground your left foot, hinge at your hips, ground your hands on your mat, come back to a tabletop. Inhale, cow spine, melt through your heart. Exhale, rounds, puff up into the back body to your cat. Come to a more neutral position. Inhale, open up through the right hip. Stay strong and engaged through the right glute. Push into your hands. Straighten your right leg and ground your right foot. Tug that right foot in towards the midline. Inhale and reach your left arm up high. Exhale, weave your left arm through the right. You're reaching your left arm over towards those right toes. It doesn't matter if you touch them. You could reach your left arm up, 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 and around to maybe bring it in to the inner edge of your left thigh. Right arm comes to the inner edge of the left thigh for the half bind. Optional if you want that, right? You can always just keep your hand on the mat. That feels good too. Stay connected to your breath. Wrap your left torso underneath the right. And on your inhalation, ground your right hand. Inhale, lift your left arm up high. Exhale, ground your left hand. Push into your hands, a little bend of the elbows to pop yourself up to a gate. Bring your right arm to the right leg, reach your left arm in line with your ear, and lean back a little. Take an inhalation. Feel the stretch along the left side of your body. Exhale, round. Left hand taps right shin. Inhale, open up. Lean it back. Exhale, curl, hand towards shin. Inhale and open it up. And as you exhale, come through a T shape. Begin to ground your left hand on the mat. Reach your right arm up, modified side plank. Reach the right arm way in line with your ear. From your left collarbone, stretch down and out through the left arm into the earth. Take an inhalation. Exhale, connect, elbow towards knee, contract. Inhale, reach it long, find length. Exhale, contract, elbow towards knee. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, pull it in, elbow to knee. Inhale and reach it long. Exhale, bend your knee, reach your hand around to grab for your foot, thigh stretch. And breathe. So you don't have much of a back bend here, although you could lean back into a bow shape. Otherwise, keep pulling your heel towards your bum, keep the core strong. Sides of the neck pull back, take an inhalation. And as you exhale, release your foot. Ground your foot, come back up through your gate, hinge at your hips, and bring your hands down to your mat, tabletop. Inhale, cow spine, melt through the heart. Exhale, round and puff up into the back body. Press your toes down, cat. Come to a more neutral position. Walk your knees back a little, tuck your toes, and send your hips up and back, down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. First down dog of the day. Get strong through your hands and stay strong there. Pedal it out. Push your right heel down and hold your right heel down so you actually get a little bit of a longer stretch here. Option to pull the left knee in towards the chest. Create circles through the left toes in both directions. And then ground your left foot. Push your left heel down. Pull the right knee in, optional, and just take some circles with the right toes as you stretch out through the left calf. From the back of the heart, keep pressing out long through your arms, through your hands into the earth. And then ground your right foot. Begin to walk your feet up to the front of the mat. Make your feet as wide as mats, distance apart. Line up the outside edge of your foot or your feet with the long edge of the mat and bring your block forward into space. Bring your fingertips to your block. Counter reach your hips back into space
And as the hips go back, your hands reach forward. And squeeze your outer shins in towards the midline. Widen and broaden through the upper inner thighs. And breathe more breath into the sides and into the back of your body. Inhale, halfway lift, glide your hands up your shins, find length. Grab your hips, press down and out through the power of your legs as you rise up to stand. Step your feet back to a comfortable hip distance. Flow through your toes. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, grab your right wrist and side bend up and over towards the left. Tug on your wrist. Inhale and come back through center. Switch it up. Take that side bend up and over. Now this time, round a little bit. Bring your shoulder forward. Bend your knees and start to make your way to a slow kind of side bend all the way to a forward fold. And once you land in a forward fold, switch your clasp and come up and out the other way. And once you're almost to the top, little bend of the knees, and you just side bend all the way back to that forward fold and come up and out the way that you came. Reach your arms high to the sky, release your clasp, inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms and open up through the heart, baby back bend. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up high. As you exhale, hinge at your hips and come to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, glide your hands up your shins. Exhale, fold, step it back to a plank position. In your plank, you can bring your big toes to touch and stack your feet, or you can stagger your feet. I don't really care, whatever feels more stable to you. Press the earth away nice and strong. Wrap your triceps in towards the rib cage. Now begin to shift your heels towards the left to a side plank. You can stack your feet, stagger your feet, your choice. Reach your right arm high. Push into your left arm to get a lift of the left hip. Now begin to lift your right knee up and bring it all the way forward and plant your foot to a horizon lunge. Your right toes will be facing the long edge of the mat, so you're not facing your foot forward. Inhale, lift your hips up, reach your right arm in line with your ears. Exhale, lower your hips down any amount. Bring your arm in line with your back leg. Inhale, reach right arm high, horizon lunge. Exhale, low horizon. Your right arm ends up with the right leg. Last time, inhale, lift up, get that length. And exhale, lower. Inhale and rise up. Begin to bring your right hand all the way down. As you bring your right hand down, lift off of your back heel. Keep going all the way to a wide-legged forward fold. Ground your back left heel, and all 10 toes are facing the long edge of the mat. From your wide-legged forward fold, you could stay in a halfway lift. That might feel like plenty of stretch for you. You can come down to fold or grab your shins. Squeeze your feet towards one another nice and strong. And begin to bring your right hand to the outside edge of your left foot. Bend your right knee and twist. Reach your left arm high to the sky. And release. Second side, opposite hand to the outside edge of the opposite ankle, shin. It could even be the thigh. Bend your left knee and twist. Reach the right arm high. Take an inhalation. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring both hands towards the front of the mat. Spin both feet towards the front of the mat. Bend into your front knee. Make your feet hip distance apart. Inhale and rise up. Crescent lunge. Push the right foot down and pull the right foot back into space. Squeeze your left inner thigh forward. Inhale. Exhale, airplane arms and bring your trunk forward. Lift your right glute up. So a crescent lunge with a little hinge. Inhale and reach up, crescent. Exhale, bring it all the way back, arms back, lift the hips. Inhale and reach it high. Exhale, airplane pose. Bring your arms back, spread through the toes. Lift up and lift your left leg high. You could interlace your hands behind your back. That might feel nice. Point the left toe straight down from the pelvis. Expand out long through the legs. And release your left foot next to the right, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, hinge at your hips to a forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step it back to a plank position. Find your nice strong plank. Press the earth away. Begin to now shift your heels towards the right. Lift your left arm up from your right shoulder or collarbone. Stretch down and out through the right arm. Lift that right hip. As you're ready, lift your left leg up. The hip will stay open and you'll just bring your left foot forward. Let it land wherever. Toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Reach your left arm in line with your ear. Lift your hips as high as you'd like. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hips down any amount. Left arm reaches down towards the left foot. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale and reach all the way up. And this time as you lift, left hand comes forward and grounds. Elevate off of your back heel. Point your left toes towards the right side of the mat. Your right heel comes down. Now you're in a wide-legged stance. Adjust your feet so you're in the same line with your heels. And this time, take some side bends. Bend into your right knee and then your left knee. You could also point your toes up, taking a little mini Skandasana if that's interesting to you. Just getting into those inner thighs. Next time you bring your weight back, come forward, point your left toes forward, bring all 10 toes to face the front of the mat, push into your legs and rise up, standing crescent. And breathe. Think about that full body breathing that we started with, breathing into the sides of the ribs and the back of the ribs. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Think about scissoring the legs to create strength in the inner thighs. Inhale. Exhale, airplane arms. Bring your arms back. Lift your left glute. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, airplane arms. Lift the glute, but don't flare the ribs. So trying to isolate the two. Inhale and reach high, crescent. Exhale, this time, arms come forward. You're in that airplane stay. Spread through your left toes. When you're ready, fly, reach up. And then you could stay here. You could clasp your hands behind your back. From the pelvis, expand out long through your legs. Take a breath here. Lift more through the lower back. And release, mountain pose. Plant both feet. Extend your fingertips down towards the earth. Breathe. Inhale and reach your arms all the way up and high. And as you exhale, come towards a chair pose. Let your hips come down. Now, if you have a block, you're welcome to use it on this side. The block would be set up. We're going to start with the right foot, so your block is going to be on the right corner of your mat. All right, chair pose. Take an inhalation. Exhale, sink your hips down a little bit. And press into your right foot and pull your left knee in towards your chest. Open up through your left hip and kind of pull your left foot in towards your right inner thigh. So you're like in an active tree pose without actually holding your foot to your thigh. Excuse me. Begin to hinge at your hip. Straighten out through your left leg. And you could stay here. This is almost a half moon. Or you keep going, expand out through your arms. Maybe your right hand touches the block and the left leg extends out all the way. Now, in half moon, there is the hips stay open and you kind of lean back a little bit into space, trusting that right foot with the stability. And you could also do this without a block and play with balancing if that's interesting to you. Flex your left toes towards your ankle. Scoop your bottom right hip underneath you. Now gently bend into your front knee and step back to a warrior two. Gaze over your middle finger, breathe. Inhale, flip your palm in, reverse your warrior. Lean it back. Exhale, come to a side angle. Elbow can reach to the thigh, or you can bring your hand all the way down towards the earth. Extend your side angle. Reach your arm way in line with your ear. Press into the earth. Inhale and reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Ground your left hand, elevate off of your back heel. Reach your right arm up. Take an inhalation. Exhale, ground your right hand and step back to a plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, come through cobra pose or up dog. Exhale, take it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Deep breaths in. Long breaths out. Inhale, come high onto your tiptoes. And as you exhale, take a deep bend in your knees. Hop, step, or float your way all the way to a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, folds. Press into the earth. Inhale, circle, sweep, reach up. Exhale, join your hands at a prayer and bring the prayer all the way down to heart center. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair. Now you can stay in your chair, but hinge your trunk or hinge the hips back, trunk forward to grab your block and bring your block to the left corner of your mat. Come back to that chair with your arms upright. Press into your left leg, pull your right knee in, one-legged Tadasana. Join your hands at a prayer. Make sure you're really nice and stable through the left leg. Push into your left big toe mound, pinky toe mound and heel. Now open up through the right hip. Bring your right foot towards your left inner thigh. You don't have to make it touch. In fact, don't touch the thigh. It's like an active tree or a floating tree. We can do this in parts. So you can think about this as part one because the hip is open. Part two, hinge at the left hip. Your trunk comes forward. And part three, expand out long through your limbs. Maybe you reach down to grab that block. You could also do this a little bit more upright. Flex your right toes towards your ankle. Stay strong and engaged through your legs, and from your center, expand out from the pelvis. Push out through the legs into your left foot and out through the right heel. Think about the energy of a star radiating out of your body here. Strong and bright. Bend into your left knee, slowly make your way back. Warrior two pose. Gaze over your middle finger, squeeze the legs. Inhale and flip your palm, reach forward. Reverse your warrior. Lean back. Exhale, come to a side angle. Your elbow will meet your thigh. Reach your right arm way in line with your ear, or extend your left arm all the way down to the inner edge of the ankle. Push more into your right leg so you have power in both legs. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Ground your right hand. Elevate off of your back heel. Your left arm is lifted, lunge, twist. Pull the left hip back as you press the right thigh up. Inhale. Exhale, ground your left hand. Push into your hands, step back, plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders past your wrist. Exhale, half push up. Inhale, coming through cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back to a child's pose, toes together, knees hip distance or slightly wider. Push your hips way back. Connect your hands at a prayer, bend your elbows, and bring the prayer behind your skull. Notice how you feel since you shut up and started moving and breathing and just being with your breath and your body on your mat today. Sometimes we come to our mat and we're really ready to show up and be attentive with the practice. And sometimes all we do is show up, and that's all we've got in us. And all is welcome. There's always a space for us on the mat, no matter how we feel before we show up for the practice. And begin to sit up onto your heels. Shift your hips off to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you. Pull the flesh of your butt back and point your toes up towards the sky. Now, if you feel like you're rounding a lot in your spine here, another thing you could do is just sit up on a bolster or a block to get that spine to kind of curve in. And from here, if you already feel a stretch, you could stay here, drive the heels down, flex the toes back, maybe even bend the knees. If you're a little bit more open in the hamstrings, you may want to come forward and grab for the ankles or the feet. You could even grab a block and place the block underneath your feet. And breathe. And allow the breath to slow down. Make your exhales longer than your inhales. Inhale, start to rise up. Bend your knees. Ground your feet and scoot your bum down a little bit. Face your fingertips towards your bum. Pull your shoulders back. And your hands are going to be about shoulders distance apart. A reverse tabletop. Drive into your heels and your legs. Lift your hips up. Pull the tops of the ears back into space. And breathe. And keep those legs active. And then transfer your weight to your right foot. Keep the core as stable as possible and reach your left leg up to the sky. Push the heel up. Take an inhalation. Exhale, lower the heel down. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Push out through the heel or point through the toe. And exhale, lower the heel, lower your hips. Bring your feet forward a touch. Flex your toes towards the ceiling. Bring your right hand to the outside edge of your left foot. Press your foot firmly into your hand. At the same time, pull your arm back into space. Breathe deep and full into that back right lung. Release. Second side, opposite hand to the outside edge of the opposite foot. Push your foot into your hand. At the same time, have a nice pull of your arm back into space. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. Maybe you feel the stretch more on your lat. Allow the breath to enhance any sensations that are coming up in the posture. Release. From here, center yourself on your mat if you're not already centered, and come to lie down on your back. And once you arrive on your back, just pause, feel the weight of your body, get acquainted with the support of the earth. Lift your left knee in, or pull your left knee in towards your chest, and cross your left ankle over the right knee. Pull your right knee in and interlace your hands around your right thigh. Flex your toes back towards your ankle. Breathe. Release your hands from your thigh. Take an inhalation. And as you exhale, bring your figure four legs over towards the right. Ground your left foot on the earth. Bring your right hand to grab the top of the left foot to just keep your left foot from sliding. Encourage your left knee high to the sky. You could use your left hand to kind of press on the right thigh, getting a little more opening. But just press gently. Notice, where your end range is. It's different for all of us. Allow your left shoulder to stay grounded. Gaze over towards the left for the last couple breaths. Inhale, engage the core, bring your legs back through center, and unwind, ground your feet. Second side, cross your right ankle over the left knee, pull the left knee in, and interlace your hands around your left thigh. Allow your right arm to kind of widen the right thigh bone away from you. Find a sense of softness in your body on your exhalations. Let the shoulders drop down towards the earth. And take one more breath here. And release your hands from your thigh. Bring your figure four legs over towards the left. Left hand comes to the top of the right foot. Encourage your right thigh open. Engage your right glute to send the right knee towards the sky. Cactus your right arm and gaze towards the right. Breathe. So much is going on externally, and the practice of yoga really offers us a chance to go to our internal world and just check in and notice how that space is doing. How we behave and engage in the external world is really just a reflection of what's going on internally. And if we don't feel present with ourselves inside, how can we become present with others on the outside? And sometimes this practice gives us the opportunity to notice where there may be a little space that we can utilize to pause and just be, to reflect. Release your hand from your foot. Inhale, engage through the legs, bring them back through center, ground both feet, and just pause here for a moment. A little bit more of an active happy baby to start. So pull your knees in way wide towards your armpits without holding your knees, and flex your toes back towards your ankles. Pull, or rather encourage, kind of push your sacrum down towards the ground, untuck through your tailbone. So if you were to slide your hands underneath your back, you would feel a nice low back curve. Okay, keep that. And encourage your heels in towards one another. Bring your hands through the inside edge of your thighs to grab for the outside edge of your ankles. You may notice your low back presses down into the ground, but immediately untuck through the tail once you have hold of your ankles. And create that low back curve again. Widen your thigh bones away from you. Push your elbows into the inner thighs as you simultaneously pull on your ankles. And now you could stay here. Some people do like to grab for the feet, but a lot of times when you grab for the feet, you lose that inner thigh opening. So just notice what you're looking for in happy baby and move your body. Instead of just in your own habitual form, get curious and move with a little bit of flexibility to try something new. Maybe you straighten out through one or both legs. And you'll bring your legs all the way back through center. Close the legs. Lift your shoulder blades off the mat. Give yourself a big squeeze. Take an inhalation. And as you exhale, extend out long through your arms and through your legs for a Shavasana shape. Pull your shoulders back. We will end with the breath work that we started with. Release any breath in your lungs. HA. Inhale fully. Exhale about a third of your breath. Pause. Exhale to 2/3. Pause. Exhale to empty. Inhale fully. Exhale 1/3. Pause. 2/3. Pause. All the way to empty. Inhale fully. Exhale 1/3. 2/3. And all the way to empty. Let go of any manipulation of the breath and allow yourself to simply return to your normal state of breathing. I encourage you to give yourself the next few minutes to truly rest and absorb the energy that you created here on your mat today. If you have to get up and go, then no problem. Just bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Bring the thumb up to the third eye. Take a moment to honor yourself, the practice, and all of the teachers that have made it possible for us to practice collectively. Namaste.